everyone, I hope that y'all are all having a good day. I will be filming chapter 10. It's called The Hero and the Contest. I should have called it The Flying Pig, but that's what's written here. So, one time I went to bed and dreamt that I'm at this festival. So there are a lot of people I know and everyone's having a good time. So we were in some sort of park, and in this park there's a really dark forest further ahead out of the park, and then if you look further ahead, there is this road that leads to a bridge. It's a really strong bridge, and past the bridge, if you look further ahead, it leads to a castle. Now, for some nights I've been seeing the hero, but I realized if I go and associate with him, he's just going to lead to no good, only to trouble. So tonight I decided this night is going to be different. I realized that the hero is in the group, so I waved to him since he's kind of like past it, but to get his attention. So he sees me and walks toward me. "Hey, how's it going?" I say. When he gets close enough, he says, "Hey, good, but have you been avoiding me?" "Yes," suddenly. I said, "Yes, because you've been leading to no good," I say. He laughed. He said, "Was this about that other time where, well, I can't blame you there, but I really need your help." "Yes," I say. "Well, you see, there's this contest." "Uh-huh." And so he starts walking away. "Well, come on, follow me. I'll explain on the way." So I follow him. I walk through the woods. "So," he explains, "this land that we're in is a country, and it has a king, and he has a son, the prince. And every year they have a contest to see who can make the prince laugh. The first to make the prince laugh can either rule the kingdom for a day or win a flying pig." "A flying pig?" "Yeah, he's supposed to be magic or something too." "So what do?" I ask. I'll tell you once we get out of this forest." There was light streaming in from the trees, and it was very beautiful. So when we finally made it out of the forest, we were on the road that leads to the bridge, like in my drawing, and I'll show you the drawing. See, that's kind of funny because it was like significant in my dream, because at the time that I was studying nursery rhymes and I was looking into the significance of London Bridge is falling down and like the different uh, circumstances surrounding that poem, how the bridge evolved and was rebuilt over time. And I know this isn't even close to London Bridge. It this bridge was surprisingly narrow in my dreams. It's like a cute little wooden bridge. I've been looking at too many stock photos, I guess. Okay. Like my drawing, except with a lot of people going about their way. When we get closer, we see a line of people, and at the end of the line is the king with 2 guards and the young prince on a chair in front of them. We get in line and wait a while. While we're waiting, I pay attention to the appearance of the prince. He looked like any other 10-year-old boy, and the people had their own things prepared to make him laugh. And even though the things they prepared were funny, the prince was trying to stay serious as long as he could. So 3 more people are ahead of us. That's when I ask the hero, "So what's our plan? We're going to be in this?" He's thinking really hard. He says finally, "Here, take these." He handed me some party confetti crackers or poppers. He whispered some lyrics to a funny song, which, if I thought about it, I'm pretty sure I could remember. But I never remembered. Like, I'd have to make it up, and come up with something similar to what was in my dream, because I forgot. Like, I never wrote it down. So by the time I memorized it, finally, it is our turn. I know, memorize, right? I couldn't even remember. So what happens is a ton of ridiculous stuff, starting with the funny song that goes da 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 da, and other things that were so random. They were funny, like throwing a bucket of water that appeared out of nowhere, and while singing, balancing on a ball, popping the party cracker, and then whacking him with a stick. Well, and then it turns out that we won. As soon as the prince laughed, the king declared us the winners and said that we could rule the kingdom for a day. Well, I didn't want to rule any kingdoms, so I left the decision to the hero. Kingdom? He asked. Ha! I don't want to rule a kingdom. I want the flying pig. Ha! Kingdom. I gave that up years ago. Now, the king was surprised. He motioned for his servants to bring out the flying pig, and while they were doing so, said that the other winners always picked the option to rule the kingdom for a day. Now I was sitting down at this time. I couldn't stop staring at the king's gold crown. It was very king-like. Gold crown. No, it wasn't gold. Or maybe it was brass. Yeah, must have been brass. It was like way too yellow. So then the servants brought the pig out in all his glory to the hero, and he stooped and rubbed the pig. Good piggy, he said affectionately. Thanks for all your help, he said to me. No problem, I said. I was waking up. Goodbye, I said. Goodbye. He was leading the pig away with the royal sash. That thing was fat, with ribbons and flowers and a pair of magnificent wings. The hero was the last thing I saw when I woke up. And now for pictures. This crown actually didn't have any stones. I added them in because it was fun. None of these pictures are that detailed, but they were super fun to draw. The detailed pictures are for my other sketchbooks. The flying pig. He's so happy. He was covered in flowers. So now that we've got that fun story out of the way, I have a surprise for y'all. I'm going to read chapter 11. It's called The Potion. And yes, it has to do more with the hero. You're going to be seeing a lot of him. It's got a funny twist. The Potion. One time, I went to bed and dreamt that I'm in a cave. It's kind of dark. I'm sitting on a rock, and there are lanterns here and there suspended from the ceiling. So illuminating this lady in front of me. She's writing something down in a journal. Also sitting down on a rock. Hi, I say to her. Hi, she says back. Then she looks at me surprised, and then she gets up frantically and starts talking to this Mexican dude. She sits down again, opens her book, clicks her pen, and looks back at me again and asks, So how did you get here? Oh, by the way, I'm Dr. Susan. Well, it's a funny story, I said, recalling what had happened. From here, things started turning into a flashback. And as I was talking, I was standing in my yard with my backyard with my dream journal. I'm holding it, and I'm looking around and writing things down and drawing pictures of these tiny fairies who are just flying around. They're really small, and they have flaky brown clothes because they're made out of the pecan leaves in the back. Because there's a pecan tree in our backyard. See, every fall the leaves come off, and they're anyway, it's just really cool. Flaky brown clothes. I mistook them for moths at first, and they're going around dancing. I stopped here and looked down. I'm back in the cave. What is it? Susan asked. Well, I answered, you probably wouldn't believe me. Oh, yes, of course I'd believe you, she said. Reassured, I continued. So I'm drawing pictures and stuff, but then my pen takes over and it starts writing things for me, so I'm just holding the journal. And I look out to the rest of the backyard and I see something appearing magically just out of nowhere. It's in the form of a person seeming to be holding something. So I take the pen out and close the book to focus on it, and when I do, the apparition turns out to only be the hero. Bleh, he said, taking a bottle away from his lips. I shouldn't have drank this, he said with a grimace of disgust. I smiled and said, you know, you should really stay away from magic. It doesn't treat you well. Yeah, he agreed. I'm gonna go home. Do you want this? He handed the bottle to me. Sure, thanks, I said, and I took it. It was a really, really deep cerulean, carioline, and the hero in a deep red hoodie turned and walked away. I poured some of it in my hand, and it had a texture like ink. Well, and then I licked it. And that's how I got here. I said to Susan. Wow, she said. Well, okay then. she said, unclicking her pen. She closed her book. You have a dream journal too? She started writing it in again. Call it what you like, she said, but I just call mine a journal. I paid more attention to her appearance. She had short, straight, blonde hair, and a smooth, pale face, and a frail body. She had cargo pants and a light blue top with hiking boots. I wondered what she was doing in a cave. Probably a researcher? The Mexican man was removing rocks from a wall. Suddenly, light started streaming from one of the cracks. We had a tunnel collapse earlier, she said to me, but as soon as we get the entrance cleared, we'll call your parents and send you home. It took me a while to process what she said, because I wondered what would have happened if she told me that her journal was a dream journal. Then that would have meant that I was in someone else's dream. Finally finished pondering about this, I said to her, "Nah, that's all right. I'll just drink this." I lifted the potion bottle, which I still had. I poured it into my mouth, and I drank it, and I woke up feeling awesome somewhere around 4 a.m. So I freshened up again and then went back to bed. Now for pictures. Some of the lanterns. The introduction. And the potion bottle. I like how sparkly it is. So I hope you all enjoyed that. That dream was part of the reason I developed my love of lanterns. On top of them being like naturally beautiful, it's just like I have a lot. I hope to hang them down from the ceiling one day. I hope to hang them down from the ceiling one day, in the future, because they're just so pretty. So be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and please comment. And I will see you all next time. Bye. Take care.